All praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kwadash. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, where I have learned this truth and where I am still learning this truth, and shalom to the other sincere followers of this truth. Today is going to be another in the series, Teach Exactly What You Were Taught, with the topic being the importance of knowing when and how to detach. All right, this is the fifth video in this series. So if you are just now coming to this channel or just now coming to the series, make sure you start back at part 1. All right. What part it is will be at the end of the title. Okay. So we ended with Colossians 2 and 6, which is where I'm going to start at today, and then we're going to go ahead and move forward with this lesson, and hopefully it comes off sincere and edifying. All right. So let's go ahead and go to Colossians chapter 2. All right. Let me see. Get these pages ready, because I have the again, the NLT, the regular King James, the 1611 King James, and the Good News Translation, along with the Apocrypha and the Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary. All right. So what did I say? Second Colossians, or not Second Colossians. Colossians, second chapter. Excuse me. All right. Hold on a quick second. All right. Hold on. All right. So again, before I start, it is another beautiful day out. Also, I just wanted to mention that too. That again, the Lord gave us this time to live today, which is a period of opportunity, or die an opportunist. All right. So do the things that you are supposed to do to the best of your ability, according to the scriptures. Okay. And you cannot go wrong. All right. And this thing is only for the remnant of Israel. Okay. So let's go back now. Let's go to Colossians chapter 2 and verse 6. It reads, as ye have therefore received Hamashiach Yahushai. All right. Ha-Mashiach is the Messiah. Okay. And Yahushai is whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus. All right. And the Almighty, his name is Yahweh, and that is whom the world ignorantly calls God. All right. They have one, or they have names. Okay. Yahushai, which is a Hebrew name. Okay. So, okay, Colossians chapter 2, verse 6, it says, as ye have therefore received Hamashiach Yahushai the Lord, so walk ye in him. And just like I said at the beginning of this, to do the things to the best of your ability that these scriptures lay out. All right, to walk in the path of Yahushai. All right, and you cannot go wrong as an Israelite. Okay, all right. So have your foundation built up in Yahushai. All right, so that you will not be confounded. Keep your eyes single and focus on the task at hand. All right, which is growing in the spirit, by learning these things in the Bible. knowing them, all right? And the task at hand is to go teach, okay? That is the task, to grow so much that you go out and teach and know these things, all right? And just like from times of old, you pass this down, okay? Okay? So you do this to the best of your ability, all right? Knowing that the Lord will not put us into anything that we cannot handle. So you get this faith and you keep it, all right, until the Lord comes back. This is something that is ongoing until the Lord comes back, all right? We are to do this, to walk this way in this path, all right? So now let's go to 2 Timothy chapter 4. All right. Let's see. 2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 10. All right. And it reads, "For Demas hath forsaken me, having loved this present world, and is departed unto Thessalonica, Crescens to Galatia, Titus to Dalmatia." All right, so this is Paul as he was going on his mission. Demas had left Paul due to his love for the world. All right, Demas didn't leave to bow to idols, but it was for the pride of life or a longer life in this world. All right, Demas chose to forsake Paul in order to not bring hazards to his own life. All right, and that's what a lot of people do. They're not necessarily going to go worship other idols, but they love the things of this world. They are attached to the things of this world, their possessions, all right, uh, things of that nature, right? So they don't think they're doing wrong just because they haven't um, went to go worship other idols, but at the same time, they turn from this truth and from the mission at hand, all right? And that is also not a good thing, all right? That puts you are in danger of it putting you in the 2/3 category, which we all know what happens with the 2/3 in the end. If you don't know, the answer is this message is for um, mainly for the Israelites in America, all right? So 2/3 of Israel here are going to get burnt up and die right along with the wicked people in America. All right, only the 1/3 are going to make it out of this place, which is going to be known as the place of our great deliverance, along with now being known as Babylon the Great, along with now being also known as the future um, location of the lake of fire. All right, so just because you don't think that you're bowing to other idols, all right, or even if you know you're not bowing to other idols, if you are sure that you are not bowing to other idols, you still are loving this world more so than focusing on the mission, all right? And that puts you in a bad spot, all right? But at the time of this recording, all right, I think the doors are still open for repentance, okay? So take advantage, live today, all right? Live today, which is the period of opportunity, or die an opportunist. Okay? So to be a disciple of Yahushua, it takes a certain mindset. All right. Now let's go to Revelation and see what that is. All right. Revelation chapter 12 and verse 11. Okay. And it reads, "And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death." All right. So we didn't care about this world. When we turned, we turned. All right. The cares of this world died to us. Okay. To the best of our ability, they died to us, and we walked this path. Okay. So that is the mindset of a disciple of Yahushua. All right. So this will be a test for us all when the real this will be a test for us all, right? When the real persecution comes. Do you love your life? If so, you will soon fall by the wayside. The Moss said, "Nope, I love this life." He knew he wasn't about to give up uh, his life for this truth, all right, for this path. Okay, so let's read that again in the NLT. It's Revelation 12, or Revelation chapter 12, verse 11. Let's see what that says in the NLT. Revelation 12, verse 11. It says, "And they have defeated him by the blood of the Lamb and by their testimony. And they did not love their lives so much that they were afraid to die." Right? Really, we have in spirit now, I'm saying the spirit that we used to have for this world, being worldly. You know, we got raptured out of that. That's the true definition of rapture. We got take for the remnant anyway. We got taken out of this world, right? We are no longer focused on the cares of this world. We have turned. We have changed our mind. And so our actions have changed. All right. So really, we're not worried about dying in this world, man, because we already have, as far as our worldly spirit, all right, we have came back into this thing of ours. We have been brought back into remembrance of these things and turned. Okay. Revelation 12, Revelation chapter 12, verse 11 in the Good News translation. All right. It reads, "They won the victory over him by the blood of the Lamb and by the truth which they proclaimed. And they were willing to give up their lives and die." All right. That is the mentality of the remnant. Lord willing, I am of that number. Okay. Lord willing. Because no one knows until that day. All right. But a clue is, how is your walk? All right. You can't remember everything that you've done, but you know how you're walking today. Are you into these scriptures today? Are you studying, reading? Are you inquiring about the Lord? Are you searching for your own salvation? Or are you off doing bullshit, which is what this world is full of? All right. Even if you are not on the extremes of going against the Lord, right? More than likely, you're lukewarm. Okay. And that's not a good spot to be in. You might as well be against the Lord. All right. Now, let's go to Mark chapter 8 and verse 36. And we grow. Keep that in mind. We grow in this thing. So don't think you can just listen to one video or read a couple chapters and know everything and jump right into it. Like we said in an earlier video, to count the cost of this. All right. Know what you're getting into. Grow in this, man. Become a child again in the knowledge and grow in this. All right. What did I say? Mark chapter 8 and verse 36. Okay. Okay. King James, Mark chapter 8 and verse 36. Okay. This is a red letter also. All right. And the heading above verse 34 is what it means to follow Yahweh Shai. All right. Verse 36, it says, "For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?" So if you are attached to this world, okay, you're attached to things outside of, especially things outside of this truth, okay? What's the highest level you can get to? You can gain the whole world. But guess what? You are still going to lose your soul. These things of this world are going to pass away, okay? This earth is going to be refreshed, along with uh, everybody's thinking on what the truth is. Everyone is going to know the truth, all right? Right now, they're not paying attention, or they're mocking it. Just especially summertime, the sunshine, it being pretty outside, it's got people thinking that everything's all right. Now they don't have to do anymore. All right, that's not true. That is not true. Okay, they are sadly mistaken. All right, so let's go to Mark 8 and verse 36 in the NLT. See what it says. Let's say Mark 8 and 36. And it reads, and what do you benefit if you gain the whole world, but to lose your own soul? All right. Let's see that again in the good news. Uh, so while we're reading this, just look at the example of Lot, right? And remember Lot's wife. What happened? She turned due to her love for whatever she was leaving in this life. She was on her way to safety, man. So she had a care in this world, something she was attached to. She looked back. She couldn't even obey that simple uh, thing. Do not look back. All right? And that's easy to get caught up in. That's why this thing is a comforter, right? He is preparing us. It's a comforter, it's a warning. Okay? We are taking heed to these warnings that are faithful and true. All right? If you have no understanding in the end, you are definitely going to look back. There's a lot of worldly people out there, man. Different extremes of it, but still in that category, worldly. Mark 8, uh, Mark chapter, wait, Mark chapter 8, yeah. Why do I keep, Mark chapter 8 and verse 36. All right, it says, "Do you gain anything if you win the whole world, but lose your life? Of course not." All right, so just remember Lot's wife. Keep Lot's wife in mind. Okay, so uh, when we separate from this world, we lose carnally. Okay, but we see the glory of the Lord revealed to us in other ways. He'll even openly communicate with us in certain ways. All right, and we'll be able to recognize that and hear that and know that it is him. All right. So let's go to James chapter 4. James chapter 4. Okay. Let me get it in the King James. All right. James chapter 4 and verse 8. It says, draw nigh to God, and he will draw nigh to you. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, ye double-minded. All right. A lot of people say, bless this, have a blessed day. Uh, you know, they pray to God for this and that, but that's as far as they go. They don't want to hear anything else about the Lord. Especially the ones that talk about how much the Lord loves them. They don't want to learn about the Lord, all right? They want the Lord to know them. The Lord knows me. The Lord knows my heart. But do you know the Lord, though? Of course he knows you. He made you. He made you say that and not want understanding. Okay? Again, that's where fear comes in. How about this? How about you draw nigh? What did it say? You forgot the first part. It says, draw nigh to God, and he will draw nigh to you. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, ye double-minded. And we know the word heart in the Hebrew means lab, which is your mind, right? Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts. Purify your minds. Have these things in mind, the truth of these things in mind, all right? Let's do that again in the NLT. James chapter 4, verse 8 in the NLT. Okay, and it reads, come close to God, and God will come close to you. Wash your hands, you sinners. Purify your hearts, for your loyalty is divided between God and the world. Plain and simple. All right. In the Good News Translation, James chapter 4, verse 10. All right. Humble yourselves. Man, that you need to be humbled. All right. That's showing a lot of pride on you. You won't even come look at the word, man. You don't want to get closer because you think you are all right because of how you are living and the things that you are doing. But how is the Lord working through you? All right. What do your steps actually show? What do your actions actually show? Your words, right? You're professing love with your mouth, but what are your actions doing? Humble yourselves before the Lord and he will lift you up. Okay? Man. So you gotta be careful, man. Pride can look like a lot of different things. All right? So let's go to Genesis now. Genesis chapter 35. All right? All right, let's see. Genesis chapter 35. And verses 1 and 2. All right. And it reads, and God said unto Jacob, arise, go up to Bethel, and dwell there, and make there an altar unto God, that appeared unto thee when thou fleddest from the face of Esau thy brother. All right. Verse 2. Then Jacob said unto his household and unto all that were with him, put away the strange gods that are among you, and be clean, and change your garments. All right, what are your garments? These certain things that you believe in. These certain things that you believe are true. All right, what did he mean by change your garments? Come into the truth. Okay? Put on these new garments, refreshed truth. All right, not that truth that you've been told to have you thinking outside of what is the real truth, the only truth. All right, Genesis 35, verses 1 and 2 in the NLT. Genesis 35, verses 1 and 2 in the NLT. All right, it reads, Then God said to Jacob, Get ready and move to Bethel and settle there. Build an altar there to the God who appeared to you when you fled from your brother Esau. So Jacob told everyone in his household, Get rid of all your pagan idols, purify yourselves, and put on clean clothing. All right, wrap yourself up in this truth, man. Come out of that world. Come out of the world, all right? Again, in the good news, Genesis chapter 35, verse 1 and 2. It says, God said to Jacob, Go to Bethel at once and live there. Build in, hold on now. All right. Anyway, so, God said to Jacob, and start all over. This is Genesis 35, verse 1 and 2 in the Good News Translation. God said to Jacob, Go to Bethel at once and live there. Build an altar there to me, the God who appeared to you when you were running away from your brother Esau. So Jacob said to his family and to all who were with him, Get rid of the foreign gods that you have. Purify yourselves and put on clean clothes. All right. So look at the example of Lot and remember Lot's wife. All right. When we separate from this world, we lose carnally. Or excuse me. Yeah, we lose carnally, but we see the glory of the Lord revealed to us in other ways. All right, just like Jacob, he just spoke to Jacob. Okay, he's seen it. His family didn't see it, so he related to his family. Okay, so Bethel means house of God. All right, so spiritually, we can look at this as a mindset. Even today, as having this mindset, we can slip up, not as far as worshiping other gods, but having our minds on things that don't really matter in the big picture of things. All right. Now let's go to let's stay here and read verses 3 through 5 now. Genesis 35, verses 3 through 5. It says, And let us arise and go up to Bethel, right? House of God, remember? And I will make there an altar unto God, who answered me in the day of my distress, and was with me in the way which I went. And they gave, this is verse 4, and they, in the King James, excuse me, and they gave unto Jacob all the strange gods which were in their hand, and all their earrings which were in their ears, and Jacob hid them under the oak which was by Shechem. All right, verse 5, and they journeyed, and the terror of God was upon the cities that were round about them, and they did not pursue after the sons of Jacob. All right. Let me read this again in the NLT. Okay. Genesis 35, verses 3 through 5. All right. It says, We are now going to Bethel. All right. The house of God. All right. Where I will build an altar to the God who answered my prayers when I was in distress. He has been with me wherever I have gone. So you people forget about the Lord that you pray to when things are going bad, the Lord that wakes you up to see these beautiful days, and the Lord that has you notice these small blessings that we get every day. All right, this daily bread. Okay, You forget that. And why did I say that? I said, where I will build an altar to the God who answered my prayers. Y'all don't even, how do you build an altar? How do you build an altar to, you get in these pages and you build yourself up in the knowledge. Build your spirit. All right? You are now the tabernacle of the Lord, all right? Okay? You are the temple. And you build it, your spirit, okay? Building the altar, okay? But you don't even want to build the altar to the God that answered your prayers. You just want to go around and talk about him like you know him. Okay? You know that he knows you. He knows everyone. But do you know him? That is what separates you. All right? He knows everyone. But have you walked the path to start to get closer to him? No, you haven't. If you're outside of the remnant, no, you haven't. If you look down on what is being told to you through these lessons, okay, through men teaching you, because he has men down here on the earth. If you look down on the message, then no, you are not building an altar to the one who was there, the one who you pray to. All right, you want to go about doing things your own way. Okay, so that's why we look foolish to you people. We look foolish to simple mortals, man. All right, but that's going to change. Pretty soon, y'all going to be searching for us, searching for the truth, searching for the Lord, Yahweh Shai and Yahweh, ultimately, right? Okay, and the truth is going to be nowhere to be found. All right, the men aren't going to speak to you anymore. All right, the truth is going to be gone because they're going to wipe it off the internet. Okay, then y'all going to be stuck. Let me start again. Genesis 35, 3 through 5. I might as well read 1 through 5. Then God said to Jacob, in the NLT, then God said to Jacob, get ready and move to Bethel and settle there. Build an altar there to the God who appeared to you when you fled from your brother Esau. So Jacob told everyone in his household, get rid of all your pagan idols, purify yourselves, and put on clean clothing. We are now going to Bethel, where I will build an altar to the God who answered my prayers when I was in distress. He has been with me wherever I have gone. So they gave Jacob all their pagan idols and earrings, and he buried them under the great tree near Shechem. As they set out, a terror from God spread over the people in all the towns of that area, so no one attacked Jacob's family. All right, he protected them. Okay. Again, in the good news. Actually, let me. So when we were single-minded and focused, when we are single-minded and focused on the Lord, we are in a good case, just like back in the day. All right. When they were single-minded on the Lord, they were in a good case. All right. When the focus is more spiritual, you can see the workings of the Lord more clearly. All right. This mindset we all can work on and get stronger in. All of us. All right. It is a work in progress until the day of the Lord, until he returns. This is the path that we walk in. All right. So keep the faith and know when and how to detach. All right. Let's read Genesis 35, 1 through 5 in the Good News Translation. All right. So it reads, God said to Jacob, go to Bethel at once and live there. Build an altar there to me, the God who appeared to you when you were running away from your brother Esau. So Jacob said to his family and to all who were with him, get rid of the foreign gods that you have, purify yourselves, and put on clean clothes. We are going to leave here and go to Bethel, which is what we are doing. We are on that path now. where I will build an altar to the God who helped me in the time of my trouble and who has been with me everywhere I have gone. So they gave Jacob all the foreign gods that they had and also the earrings that they were wearing. He buried them beneath the oak tree near Shechem. When Jacob and his sons started to leave, great fear fell on the people of nearby towns, and they did not pursue them. All right, so people see us starting to leave this world spiritually, on a spiritual level. We are different people, rightfully so. We are supposed to be different when we turn, right? When we act um, a different way, when our actions change because our mind has changed. And people fear what this looks like now. This is the truth. And the world is bucking up against it. Like I said, there are almost 9 billion spirits that are working against this thing. And still it's going to turn out the way it does, all right? Still, there is going to be great fear of this small remnant that is here, all right? So, again, keep the faith and know when and how to detach, all right? That is the importance of it. So, hopefully, this came off sincere and edifying, all right? And Lord willing, we'll be back with another topic in the next video. So with that, I'd like to say all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kwadash. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, where I have learned this truth and where I'm still learning this truth until the day of the Lord comes back, right? We stay in this cycle, okay? And also shalom to the other sincere followers of this truth, all right? Shalom. Keep it up. Keep the faith, brothers.